Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hopefully, this is up. It is. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy day to you. Hopefully, y'all slept well. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Wig. Good morning, everybody. Did y'all sleep okay? My sleep has been kind of sporadic the last couple of days. It's good, but it's like I'm getting woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know what all of that is. And then I'm not going to bed till late, too. I be tired and then I'm not tired. I guess this is menopause for real. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I do. I do. I shampooed my hair, conditioned my hair. I just relax, y'all. I think I just been having too much screen time. So I'll be, good morning, T. I'll be doing something different with that. I just listen to music and I felt like my auntie and my grandma and my mama because I put one song on and it was just on repeat. But I was able to talk to my dad and release some things. You know, sometimes you gotta get ugly. Yeah. Because sometimes the life I live is very heavy, y'all. Very. You said you were in my dream. The store was selling pretty Mother's Day holders that said, I got the mark. And then I saw you in the aisle and I was like, oh my God, I have to show Circa. So you're going to be in my business? Goodness, can I get to it? VB, come sit on the side of me. Right here. Right here. Come sit on the side of me. Right here. Can I get to my class? Y'all gonna do it every day? Why do I even get up here if y'all already gonna tell people what I'm... I do not understand how... I do know how y'all do it, but every day we've been together too much. I think we need a break. I think we need a break. I think we need a break as a family. I think we spend entirely too much time. Good morning, sister. I think we spend too much time together because y'all be in my business every day. I think y'all worse than the children. I can't even get on here and say what I want to say before y'all be like, so I had a dream and I'm about to tell people what you about, some of the stuff you about to talk about, or what you got on your paper. I'm about to tell them because I peeked into your room and seen it. Goodness gracious. Good morning, everybody. Uh, all right. Well, let's just get into it. You said no break. Last break was too long. Actually, hilarious. I'm feeling like I need another one. And this one was about to be a month. That's funny you say that. I was like, I think I need about a month to just not. Right? But I don't know if that'll let me ever not well, because I'm always working. Right. So I okay. Can I ask y'all a question? Good morning, sister. Sometimes do you all feel like when certain information comes in here in regards to bad news that I'm kind of short? Yes. Be honest. I don't want y'all cuz yes. Good morning. You said no, not at all. We just see how the news affects you. So you gonna get my stuff out before. Teacher, come sit over here. Sometimes, but it's never offensive. Okay. Yes. No. Okay. I can see it weighs on you. Okay. So y'all do know me well. You gave me exactly what I needed in my times of need. Okay. Because I know that I can, but I'm happy that some of you all see, okay? Because sometimes it's real heavy for me, right? And then on top of what we do here, right? It I got off of here. T, you told us about your cousin or your niece or your family member. I can't remember. Do y'all know I got off of here? And as soon as I got off of here, I found out that my ex boon coon, when both of our mamas was in church together, this my cousin. And our mamas used to throw us out like it wasn't nothing, baby. We 11, 12, 13 years old in the streets. You hear me? Crazy. And it was me and her. And we used to, hey, because I see you when I see you. Hey, I'm about to, she be like, I'm about to, and then we be on our way, right? We both had our babies are 7 days apart. She has two girls. Well, she had twins. I had my son, right? This is the lady I told y'all I dreamed about her twin girls having babies, but I didn't really, they lived in another state, so I didn't really know them that well. But God told me that the twin babies were gonna have babies. She was gonna be a grandmother. And when I got off of here yesterday, I got news that something, and I haven't called to say, or because I try not to pry. I don't do, like, I don't be knowing what to say when people lose people. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I don't. And my cousin lost her baby yesterday. She was 15 years old, and I don't know what happened. But as soon as we heard about your family member, I got right off of here, and within 10 minutes, I found out that my cousin lost her baby. So sometimes it's not just what is going on here, right? And this is every day for me. No. I'm just saying. So sometimes if y'all feel like, dang, Circle didn't, go on about it, because there still be stuff going on in my background too. Everything that y'all experiencing in one way or another, it's over here too. But it be multiplied sometimes when it's here. Thank you. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So if I seem a little short and I acknowledge certain things and we don't go on, it might be because you just hit me in my chest, because I just got news before I talk to you about the same thing, and I'm trying not to think about it, right? So I don't want you to feel like you cannot come here and say, because this is a place of support, right? But also, y'all, I'm human too. And sometimes it be a whole lot going on back behind this camera. Okay? So I want y'all to know, if you feel like I'm being insensitive or not giving enough attention to it, sometimes it just be heavy for that moment. Does that make sense? And I'm gonna, give my condolences. I'm going to, we gonna pray for you and stuff, but sometimes I can't, just because I already be having stuff right here. Okay? I'm just telling y'all. I be wanting y'all to see, because I think some people come in here and kind of try to make me feel bad because I don't. And it's like, hey, I'm only one person. So if we hear about death every day, if we hear about sickness every day, if we hear about, that gets heavy over time. Because it's just me, and I don't got no triceps and biceps to cry my eyes out to. Okay? So I don't want y'all to think I be being insensitive, but sickness. I got a brother going through something right now. I got nieces and nephews. My children are going through too. And I just kind of, okay? So I want y'all to understand. Circle be having I get stuff right now, right? But I put that to the side to come in and make sure that I can do what I do here. So if you ever feel like I am being insensitive to some kind of heavy news, I'm an empath. I don't know if y'all know. And so sometimes right? Plus all of the crazy stuff, the dreams that I have is happening, and then So I don't want y'all to think that Circa acted like she didn't care. I do. I do. But I have to compartmentalize things in order to be okay, or y'all won't see me. I'll be in my bed like the world is ending. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because it be a lot sometimes. So it's not that I don't want to hear your news. Please share it so we can pray. But if I don't keep going on and on and on about it, and I just get right back to class, that's the reason. Okay? I want y'all to know that. So it's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't care. I do. But I'm human too. And you said you have feelings and have a lot to handle by yourself. Right. Good morning. Good morning. So that's why I be saying sometimes I don't have the bandwidth, to just go on about it, but we will acknowledge it. Not today, right. Um, we will acknowledge it. We will talk about it. You heard that the first time, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I just want y'all to know that, because I know sometimes I be a little short, and it don't be because I'm trying to be mean. It be because, Lord, I will break down. Ugh, I be having to try to stay strong sometimes. So, that being said, please get your paper and pen out, because we're going to do a music lesson first real quick. Y'all ready? No, we understand. You wear many hats and you're human. Oh, wait. So that would be selfish of any of us to think anything other. You have a life outside of our community. I love you so much, sister. Oh, man, I love you too. I respect everything you're saying. Sending you tight hugs and loads of love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, y'all. I just want y'all to know, sometimes I don't know, I be a little short and stuff. I apologize. Listen, you said, sis, I totally understand. You have a lot going on too. Sometimes, most times, yes. I understand I had to step away from class a little bit to get my mind together. Yeah, condolences to you. Oh, thank you. You said we are not charging you with anything. Auntie, you said you have a lot to carry. We understand. Okay. Okay. I just want y'all to know that, because I know sometimes I can be real short, or I might move on, and it's not because I'm being rude. It's just, I'll be trying to make sure I can get through the day sometimes. He said, I'm glad I caught the fam today, Sissy Pooh. I've been working and missing the lives, having to watch the rewatches. Hey, sister. But you know what? I ain't been on that much. You ain't been missing nothing. I ain't really been on like that. I've been giving, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It is. People, we doing stuff. We got, I get it. I'm trying to tell you I'm more than, listen, I know. I know. It's a lot going on. A ton. It's like, woo. So, that being said, I couldn't go to sleep last night. And so, God does everything for a reason. Every single thing. Who believes it? Raise your hand if you do. Mm-mm. Every freaking thing to do with my, oh goodness, y'all about to see. Pay attention to that. And then we don't have a very interesting class today. That's crazy. I ain't been in here in days, really. Like, just to be sitting in here like that. It ain't. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I need you to get a pen and paper if you can. If you are driving or anything else, the fact that I still have to say this make me want to pinch out under y'all fat meat. If you can get something to write with while I play this song that I'm about to play, I want you to write what comes to your mind. If you can't, this don't refer to you, okay? Because people say, oh, I can't because, okay, then that mean it didn't apply. I love y'all. But if you can get a pen and paper, because I know y'all be working, I know y'all getting the kids and all of that, okay? But if you can get a pen and paper just right now, I would appreciate it. Okay? If you're able to. If you're not, come back and watch the rewatch. But if you're able to get a pen and paper, as I play this song, now it's not a gospel song, but I need you to listen to the words, okay? And whatever comes to your mind, I need you to write that down, whether it be about you, your life, whatever this song, the emotion that it brings to you. Okay? Now I'm gonna tell y'all what after y'all listen to it. I just want to see what everybody get from it. Okay? Can you time and date it? Please. It's music homework, right? Sometimes we use a word to provoke thought. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's whatever, a color, a food, or something. But at this moment, it's going to be the words, okay? Y'all got me? Okay. Okay. I'll be right back. You say you only want the truth when you're talking to me. But every time I try to open up, my heart starts to freeze. I've been holding pieces of myself no one ever sees. Cause every time I gave them out, they ended up hurting me. You're the calm inside the chaos I keep living in. But closing my eyes and falling feels like losing to win. And I don't know how to trust what I can't control. I'm scared to hand you the parts I don't even know. Yeah, scared to fall. Parts I don't know. I've been running from the love I feel inside. Afraid that if I let you in, you see what I hide. And I know you want the honesty I never speak. But tell me if I break in your hands, will you still hold me? You still hold me? Control. I love you more than I let show. I know. My fear keeps fighting what my heart shows. Girl, I wanna give you everything I'm holding back. Wanna trust your heart with all the things mine lack. But I'm still learning how to drop my guard. Maybe I'm scared of falling. Cause falling feels too hard. Too hard. Yeah. You keep telling me your love ain't here to cage me in. But I've been trained to old mistakes I keep reliving. Every time you get too close, I pull away again. Not cause I don't love you, but I feel what happens then. You deserve a man who doesn't flinch when you get near. Who doesn't hide behind his silence or his fear. I'm trying hard to be the one your soul can't trust. Sometimes the healing hurts worse than the cuts. Getting close. I know you're patient, girl. Patience isn't easy. And you shouldn't have to wait for me to finally breathe. I'm trying not to run from what I prayed for all my life. But loving you is risk, and I'm scared you change your mind. Yeah, risk. Don't change a thing for me. Even when my fears get louder every day. If you stay beside me, I learn not to run. I don't open up instead of coming undone. I don't know the future, and that's what scares me most, babe. But loving you feels safer than the pain I know. So here's my heart, it's yours if you still want it. I'm giving you the part I was scared to want, yeah. Didn't wanna stay. All right, y'all got it? Good morning. There's more, but y'all know they be tripping over here. Did y'all get y'all 3 minute right now? 2 minute right now? I need to get all of these up. I just couldn't everywhere. Did y'all get it? Yes, no, maybe so. Kind of. Huh? Okay. How many of you heard your conversation with God in that song? Anybody? Did anybody hear your conversation that you have with God in that song? It spoke to your whole life? Oh. Would you like to hear the rest of it? Because I think it's important. It's not too much more, but you said I hear that in every song I listen to now. Come on. Come on. So the name of it is Afraid to Fall. I don't know how to say this name. It's Lovne Jones. You said, yes, my morning cry this morning. Okay. 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 I like this guitar, honey. My daddy played the guitar. My brother plays the guitar. Whoa! I wish I could play the guitar. Ooh. I know you're patient, girl. Patience isn't peace. You shouldn't have to wait for me to finally breathe. I'm trying not to run from what I've prayed for all my life. But loving you is risk. And I'm scared you'll change your mind. Ooh-wee. How many of you have been scared God would change his mind about you? You said Deacon K is over here bobbing his head. He says he likes the song. Come on, nephew. He know good music. That's why. Listen. Good morning, Pumpkin. Listen. That song popped in my song feed a couple weeks ago, and I saved it. It was, yes, girl. Yes. Yes. And it's a whole, you journal to that and get off in your prayer closet, baby. You said it came up like R&B scripture songs feed. Yes. You said I've never heard that song before. Girl, listen. It popped up in my feed too. I said, oh, this is nice. Baby, I was listen. This is why I say when people be like secular music, we know the deal with the contracts, all of them signed because they all work for the same people. God gave them a gift. And even if the devil God made words. The name of the song is Afraid to Fall. Afraid to Fall. You said, yes, I love the rhythm and his voice. I love that guitar as well, this part. So he can speak to me through whatever kind of music he wants to. I don't limit God to, if it's, listen, let it all work out. By Lil Wayne, yeah. By Weezy, baby, you wanna listen? You want me to think about my whole entire life and think about my whole entire existence, honey? You said no limit. Listen, he can talk, boy. I will break down. Let it all work out. That make me think about everything I've been through when I had, what he can use. You said every man in my life has abandoned me at some point, and I can't stand being vulnerable, especially when I know you won't stay. Knowing that God will stay is jarring. It is. It is. I don't limit my daddy to what he could do. He can do whatever he wants to. You said it's Pretty Little Birds by SZA for me. Come on. Come on. And people try to say, oh, how are you saved and you listen? That's because you're not listening. If he can use a donkey, he can use Little Wayne. Hello. If he can use a donkey, he can use plies. Somebody loves you, baby. Patty, come on. He can use a donkey to speak to you. He can use a bird. He can use whoever he wants to. So why he can't use a person? Be quiet. It's all his creation. He can use a billboard. He can use a tree. He can use the clouds. He can use the dirt. He can use whatever he wants. It's all his. He owns it all. Stop it. Oh, if it ain't out of the word, you need to question it. No, you need to question the word because it ain't even all there. He literally told you to do so. Leave me alone. You said it's Big Blue Hundreds by Boosie for me. Listen, they be trying to act like that's why you always grouchy. You got trying to keep all these rules that he don't even care about. Stop it. I don't want it. So anyway, Joy sent me these books, right? Y'all was here. Okay? Y'all saw it. Y'all was here. Okay? And the other day, when I couldn't sleep, excuse me, I got up and I looked in here. And remember I told y'all, he draws me this. I don't hardly ever start at the beginning of any book. Depending on the book, he had me go straight to the middle or something. And it'd be exactly, anyway, y'all know what he do. So I started reading something in here. And then I could, now this was the other day. Like the day before yesterday or whatever. And I wrote down the date in here, so I'll just check that. Anyway, he had me reading something right before I went to sleep. But he told me don't teach on it yesterday. And I didn't understand why. And then last night, when I was shampooing my hair and just kind of writing in my journal and just being, I understood completely why. Okay? I understood completely why. Okay? So, what he had me read was the 7th vision of Daniel. And it was very interesting because a certain space kept coming up in this vision. And I was like, wait a minute. We just learned something about this. So, can I share with y'all what I got? Y'all ready? Interesting, Amber. Okay. I said, makes sense. Okay. So it's prophecies of the cities and provinces, okay? Okay? Well, the calling of the I'm just going to read it. Okay? I'm just going to read it. So it says, in the 3rd year after all the revelations that had been given to the prophet Daniel, the angel Gabriel, having been sent to him before, was sent by the Lord, and he said to him, Daniel, desirable man, I was sent by the Lord to you to tell you things and to show you the end of days, which will occur after the coming of the word who will be announced by me. There will be a virgin in Israel, and she will receive the word from the word, and he will become man for the sake of the world, and he will save many within Israel. And put to heart and listen to the impending events at the end of days in all the cities and provinces on account of the iniquity of humanity. It didn't say some of the cities, it said all the cities and all the provinces. And I, Daniel, said, Speak, my Lord. And he spoke to me after fulfilling all the prophetical sayings concerning all cities and provinces, Asia, Pontus, Phrygia, Galatia, I'm sorry, and I think I say that wrong, but Phrygia, I'm sorry, Cappadocia Cappadocia, Carpathos, Smyrna, Antioch, Alexandria, Egypt, Nicaea, Nicomedia, we read about Nicomedia, Chalcedon, Byzantium, and Babylon and Rome. Tears of sons and of increase of famine will destroy the sorry, slow down, CERCA. Tears of sons and an increase of famine will destroy the productive earth. Your princes will become children of groanings, and your possessions which surround you will come into ruin, and they will be removed from you to seven-hilled Babylon. Now, Rome has all the relics, do they not? They own the Smithsonian. So even if they do not have them in Rome, they are the ones that fund the excavations for ancient cities because they have the maps. Okay? They own the British Museum. They own more property. We looked this up. They own more property around the world than any one institution, any one person. Several, million acres or something of property that they own. Okay? Everywhere around the world, not just in America, in other places. Okay? So we know for a fact that everything that was in Babylon was taken to Rome and other places. We know this. Now, who were the gods of the Babylonians? There were several, but the two main ones that everybody's even talking about just now, y'all know? Right, but what's the names that we hear all the time right now? Baal, and one starts with an M. Moloch. Okay. 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 Has it come out in recent history? You see it? You see that, Riz? What's in the EP files? Come to find out, the worship that the leaders do behind closed doors is that exact worship, is it not? Child sacrifice, eating flesh, so forth and so on. No? Ritualistic child abuse. Right? Don't forget, we saw this on Indiana Jones. It was on Indiana Jones. Remember, he put his hand into the man's heart and pulled it out, and all that old crazy chest, and then the girl, they was about to sacrifice her to the bull man. Remember, all of this is in the Indiana Jones movie. And where was he coming from? Like England or something over there. And then he was running through Arabia and all of these places, and he was getting all this magical stuff and finding the gold and everything. Around the early 1900s. You mean like when they did that? Right? That's when they did it. And they started worshiping Okay? The gods of ancient Mesopotamia. That's why they moved all of the bridges from ancient Mesopotamia to Britain and Russia. They took the relics. They know what they do. They know that they're portals. How many times have we seen, and even the lion in the wardrobe or whatever, the lion, the witch in the wardrobe, that you walk through just something that seems like a regular door and you're in the spiritual realm? They want us to think that the only portals that they have are the ones that they, right, London Bridge, come on. The ones that they're the mechanical ones. No, no. They have the others. Even in, what is that? I can't think of it just right now. But we know for a fact in King Arthur and all of that. That's they built a wood thing, and the girl was, they put the baby in it and all this old stuff. They was moving through realms like nothing. Right? Men in Black too. Right. Right. Okay. Who remembers the story of John the Baptist? When his mama ran with him and the mountain opened up and she was able to hide in there. Y'all remember we read that? No? God let the mountain open up. Y'all remember we read this together? Magically, it is opened. A mountain. So she could hide with her baby. Okay. I just want y'all to, okay. I just want to make sure y'all remember. Okay. So they know. You said yes, and I remember going, it was the same with the story of Zeus. Come on. Exactly. Okay. Here we go. So they done stole some stuff, as they usually do. Mm. Mm. But they're using the same things here. There would not be that many children sacrificed if it didn't work. The spirit of the Nephilim is running through our leadership. Do you see it? If you go back and you read Enoch, every single thing that came from them mating with those women, they're doing in our leadership right now. Everything. Okay. And they did it to get power. You said, why were you reading it yesterday? Interesting. Because we can't, because we all on one accord. I was literally reading Enoch before we got on here. Y'all be in my business. Hello. Y'all be in my business. Because we ain't even got to the other part. Several of y'all have been in my business today. Let's keep going. Right. Right. Crazy. You said me and my cousin this morning at 8 o'clock was reading Enoch and talking about Enoch, specifically talking about leadership. I didn't have time to let the phone ring. Hey, Dad. Okay, so it's getting, I don't know. I mean, should I just, because I can't even get to it. I be trying. I liked it better when it was a secret class. No, because they've learned what. Okay, I got it. Right. They're really, I know. I get it. But it makes it kind of difficult, you know? Well, that's why I've just been giving out homework and letting them do it. Yeah, because they're ready. Right. Okay. I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. Can I get to it? My studies took me into pharmacology, herbal medicine, traditional medicine, and orthodox medicine, something called polypharmacy, medicinal plants, and some kind of Chinese malaria capsule that provides long-term immunity. That part. Excuse me. You said disciples in the midnight. Here we come. Girl. I was reading the Prince of Darkness book this morning. Listen. You said me and my dogs were talking about Enoch this morning and how they were, two witnesses were coming back. Listen. Come on. Now, what you learned that you can teach your TC. Bring it on in. Bring it on in. Because we definitely need that malaria stuff. Seeing as how they just playing with it all around willy-nilly with mice and stuff. Now, real quick, thank you for bringing that up. Because when we watched the video about the stuff yesterday, let me ask you a question. What area or region were those people from? Because it's important. Where were they from? You said, this is still on topic, but mainly from yesterday class, but this morning, I heard a TLC creep, and it was T-Boz doing a prep commercial. Wow. Interesting. China. Who remembers how many times the Bible or the Lost Book says, woe to Asia? Woe to Asia. Y'all remember? We read this in several places. Like the Apocalypse of Elijah, sibling oracles or whatever, sibling oracles, all of that. We seen woe to Asia a lot. You said in Enoch it says that too? Okay. Woe to Asia. What did they have? They had several things that could wipe out whole populations. You said China has the biggest earthquakes today. Interesting. Excuse me. The stuff that they had could wipe out whole populations of people. Ebola, the deadliest form of malaria, Hep C and B or whatever, and some other stuff. And this is the second time they've got caught. Now, what stands out to me, their first lab was in Cali. Okay. Bubonic plague showed up on Skid Row, and they said it was the mice and the rats. Remember? Hello. The girl on Soft White Underbelly has the bubonic plague, and she says she got it from being bit by a mouse or a rat or a mice or whatever. That's where they first lab was that they busted. You don't think the easiest place to start that would be Skid Row? And then they move from there to Vegas, where there's another track and there's a lot of homeless people. Hello. They know that the high ups go to those places. They not crazy. A squirrel's cousin, that's all you have to say. Honey, I'm scared of all of them. But think about it. The lab was in Cali. Look at what they had. And then when they got busted, they moved to Vegas. A lot of people go to Vegas. I was just in Vegas. But I did not go to the Strip. You hear me? Steer clear. You said I wasn't, and wasn't that how the play got put out the first time through Rats and Mice? Yes. It seems like Asia, China, Japan, and other countries are the ones kicking it out first. Yeah. Yeah, and they be in the tunnels out there with the homeless. My youngest just moved back to Vegas. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. I hope send her that post straight to Sin City with it. Come on. All the restaurants and all of that. Oh, listen. Okay. Well, let's keep going because there's more. Just put this in the back of your neck. Okay? Y'all ready? Y'all want to keep going? Okay. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. The Prince of Pontus will fall, and a sword will devour his. The Prince of Pontus will fall, and a sword will devour his children. His forces will fall by the edge of the sword. They will transfer many to Byzantium. I'm sorry, and there they will bury them. Now, can you please look up where Pontus, the city of Pontus, used to be? And that's Pontus. Good job. Turkey. Okay. All right. Look at my class. Come on. Hi, Day. All right. Let's get moving here. Come on. All right. It says the children of the Phrygians, I believe that's how you say it, will be devoured by a famine of bread. Okay. And its earth will be rent by water, and they will be turned into food for birds. And many of them will flee to Chalcedon. Okay. So Phrygians, I believe that's the Phrygians. If I'm not saying that right, forgive me. Can you look up where Phrygia is? And I might be saying that wrong. I done looked up how to say it, but it's a long time ago. It is what it is. Where is it? Phrygian. Or A. It's the Phrygians. But Phrygia, I guess is how you say it. Where is it? It is in the east, but where? Where did they live? Right, but and that's a part of what? Modern day Turkey. Modern day Turkey. So we got two Turkeys, right? Tell me where Galatia was. All right. In Galatia, fire will appear from heaven, and thunder and lightning will devour it. And the thrones of its princes will be razed to the ground, and its southern part will be burned in blood and fire. And many will flee at that time to Rome. Okay. Where's Galatia? Galatia. Where is that? Turkey. Okay. I don't know. I know people say this different, so I don't know if it's Cappadocia or Cappadocia. I've heard it both ways. We're just going to say Cappadocia. I don't know if that's correct. In Cappadocia Minor, their children will slaughter each other and imprison each other, and their princes will be defeated. And they who may dwell around it will be in affliction and in lamentation in Babylonia Minor. The central highlands of Anatolia, which is modern day Turkey. Okay. Cappadocia or Cappadocia, can you tell me where that is? Modern day Turkey. Interesting. In Carpathos, their sons will be in affliction. They will see conflagrations and will not believe it. There will be a rending of the earth. Everyone will arrive at hell. Many will flee to the seven-hilled city, a region in Turkey. Okay. Can you look up Karpathos? Carpathos, Italy. Part of it, but the area used to, in the ancient days, applied to the Ukraine and some other areas in there. Okay? It was like the Ukrainian, all that little area right there around Ukraine. Okay? All the little area around like the Ukrainian whatever, it was all of that back in the day. Okay? With that, we know the Seven Hills City is Rome. Guess what started happening in 2022 when I met y'all? People started leaving from Carpathos going to the Seven Hills City, Italy. 55,000 people or more have ran from Carpathos to the seven-hilled city for protection since 2022. I looked it up. In 2022, this is important now. Okay? Over 55,000 people have left Ukraine and went to Rome, went to Italy. That was prophesied by Gabriel to Daniel about the end times. Okay? Y'all with me? Y'all here? Because I'm going somewhere, I promise. I told y'all, just give me a minute. Let me cook. Y'all ready? Huh? Okay. It says in Smyrna, anger will be increased. It will be filled like a cup with blood, and there will be a fall from there will be a fall from the heights. Your princes will be removed, and your nobles will fall. For the day of the anger of the Lord will be for you. Can you tell me where the city of Smyrna is? Not the one in Georgia. Turkey. Again. You said laugh out loud as I said 10 minutes away. Hilarious. You sound right by Smyrna. Mm-hmm. Okay. The children of Antioch will be destroyed, and its constructed buildings will turn to ruin. And its princes will not enjoy them. An earthquake will befall you, and the abundance of your wealthy will destroy you. Can you tell me where the original city of Antioch is? This is important because after a minute, I'm not even gonna be talking. Y'all just gonna be listening. I'm about to show you something. Now, and I read this less than 40, probably about 48 to 72 hours ago. I'll be able to tell y'all in a minute as soon as I find the page that I wrote. I didn't write it on the first page. Rick! Dad, come get your daughter! I just called you about this. Yes! You picked it up before I can finish putting it down. Can you please get your kid? They always selling my class. They pay too good attention. Yes, they can see what I wasn't saying. I was just hoping they picked it up, but they picked it up a little bit too quickly. No, it was Rika. She did it. Can you get your kid? Thank you. Yes. Yes. High five, sister. And we still going. Because just wait. There's more. But yes. Did you see it? Did God tell us that Satan was going to have seed? Just all in my stuff. My toes down here like that. That is where his throne is, sister. And it's so crazy that he just kept giving. Now, what I would like you to do, high five, is go look up where those modern cities are today. Since you didn't just told all my business, everything. You seen it. I see it. Okay. Can y'all go look up where those cities are that you just looked up? What is the name of those cities right now? And I need you to write them down. And we got some more. Okay? I'm going to run to the restroom since she got to where we was going next before I could get there. Can y'all go look up the names of all of those cities right now? Because it's modern day Turkey, but all of those cities most of them are named something else. So can you go look that up while I run to the restroom? Please, and write it down because it's important. Okay? Can y'all do it? This is the smartest class on the planet. People think I be just saying that. I'm not. Because y'all pick up what ain't there too. That's what make you smart, not just learning what's on the paper. I'm proud of you. Y'all got me? So go write down the names of those cities, please. Okay. You're doing it. Okay. And write them down. Make sure y'all time and date today, because it's gonna be important after what the rest of what we about to do after this. Y'all got them down? Y'all got them down? Okay. Here we go. I love this class. I just want y'all to know that. And y'all know I be messing with y'all. But I'm very... Okay. It's okay. All right. Here we go. In Alexandria, there will be many tumults of war, and the neck of its rebellion will reach the bowstrings of its walls. Its princes will be chased out. Where is Alexandria, the original? And I need you to type in bowstring walls. Alexandria. I need you to look at the bowstring walls. Tell me what that area... What you get? What you see? I think my internet is running slow today. I don't know what's going on. It seems like stuff is kind of running behind a little bit. You said Egyptian and Israel border. Interesting. Interesting. Are you writing that down? I hope y'all writing these places down because it's important. Okay? Y'all ready? Here we go. The children of the Egyptians will flee, struck by famine. Your possessions will turn to nothing, and the Nile will become dry land, and your princes will be destroyed. The daughters of the Nicaeans will be in mourning and grief on account of the captivity of their relatives and husbands by powerful men, and your princes will serve them whom they will not know. Where is Nicaea or ancient Nicaea? Established near an Egyptian settlement called, is that Rhodes? Okay. Where was ancient Nicaea? Turkey. Interesting. Okay. Woe unto you, Nicomedia, who have lifted up your horn and ate the bodies of your saints who were in you. Modern day Turkish city of Izmit. Good job. Listen. Woe unto you, Nicomedia, who have lifted up your horn and ate the bodies of your saints who were in you. You will be destroyed by the blood of the righteous men who will recompense you in kind. You will be cast down into hell. Cry and lament, O miserable one, for you will be exterminated with your sons. Your princes will be princes of groanings, and your priests will be lovers of gold and silver, and the beauty of your radiance will be engulfed. Turkey. Real quick, can you go into Genesis and find the scripture where it says there will be enmity between thy seed and his seed, or his seed and thy seed? Can you post that scripture please real quick before we go forward? You said look up the councils of Nicaea. They changed how we worship. No, I do know. We got some stuff up there for them right now. Know about the Council of Nicaea. I studied them. I did. Well, Genesis 3 and 15. So we know that Lucifer and his brothers spawned children. Yes or no? Do you believe that? Just hold on. Lucifer is called the prince of what? The air. He's the prince of the air. He's the prince of the air. He's the prince. He's the prince of air. He's the prince of the air. He's the prince. He's the prince of air. He's the prince of the air. He's the prince of the air and the darkness. But the prince, where his realm is, right? This is how he's able to go to and fro and just move around. Okay? Let me ask you a question. Where do we hear about princes and heirs the most around the world? Where is that a big, big thing at? In the Arab communities. In the Arab communities. That no. They got loan money that comes out in the Arab communities. Way before it was in Europe, it was in the Arab communities. Europe came after the Arab communities. Okay? Now, they have Europe's monarchy, and their whole setup is based on ancient Mesopotamian hierarchy, okay, and African hierarchy, right? Who are the richest people on the planet as a whole? That's why they Bin Laden money. We getting Bin Laden money. They talk about Elon Musk and stuff like that, but they got money that's stupid dumb. They got vaults filled with Africans too. We get right. Exactly. Dubai, all of the Arab, most of the Arab countries that are in this area that we have been looking into have a lot of money. They can they taxis is Bugattis and all of this, right? That's why everybody was flocking to Dubai's. The city is whatever, and all the lions, and they got all of the paying Beyonce $50 million and all of this, whatever, to come and sing and all of that. He said, now that you mentioned that, the shows where the dancers are before you know what, they the richest. Like, oh, right, obscene wealth, right? They don't even tell nobody how much they worth because it ain't none of nobody business. They just got money on top of money on top of money. They you know, you can see their wealth, right? You said facts. I've been to UAE many times. Okay. They bought our president for a $450 million plane. Exactly. So we know they got stupid dumb money. The money that old boy and them is seeing right now, they new money. Arab money and African money is old money. You said, what are they? What they say? They getting Arab money, right? Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. So, does this apply? Hold on now. When it says, woe to you, unto you, O Nicomedia, who have lifted up your horn and ate the bodies of your saints who were in you, you will be destroyed by the blood of righteous men who will recompense you in kind. You will be cast down into hell. Cry and lament, O miserable one, For you will be exterminated with your sons. Your princes will be princes of groanings, and your priests will be lovers of gold and silver, and the beauty of your radiance will be engulfed. Now, tell me what's close, or what the city of Nicomedia was known for. What was it known for? In ancient times, Nicomedia, what was it known for? Its wealth. What else? How did it get its wealth? How was it a wealthy city? There was some other stuff there too. The ports, commercial port in the Roman Empire. Okay. Okay. It was a Roman capital, but there was something else. The minerals, right? There's something else there too. Y'all see it? It was known for something else. Right? Something else. Y'all don't see military hub? It's a military base. It was a military hub as well. So it was a very rich city, but it was also a military base. All of them are. That's why I said, no, it's not just yours, Danny. It's all of them. That's why I said I think they playing. I'm looking at the numbers. I know they playing with us on both of these. A vital center for trade and military options. What's happening right now in the countries around the world? Trade and military is two big things that we're hearing in our news a lot right now. No? Trade, international trade, and military defense and all of that stuff. Okay. Okay. Here we go. It says Chalcedon and the nation of the Persians. So tell me where Chalcedon and the nation of the Persians is. I don't know how this, it's gotta be this light, y'all. I'm telling you, I think it is. We just gonna see how this go. Cause that's crazy. I think it's the flickering. And it's like my eyes be straining. Asia Minor, interesting. Is there a modern name for it today? Mm-hmm. Turkey. Where? The nation of Persia is modern day Iran. Istanbul. Istanbul and Iran. Istanbul and Iran. It should be Istanbul or the area around Istanbul. So write down Istanbul and write down Iran, please, on your paper. I hope y'all writing. We got Egypt. We got Turkey. You're writing this down now. Okay? And I did not pick it up. Oh, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. You said modern day Iran, where the nation of depression is located. Okay. All right, here we go. The land of Byzantium, Byzantium, and of Babylon will be engulfed. Where's Babylon? Where's modern day Babylon? Well, yes, but I'm saying, like, what country would be where old Babylon was? Iraq. Iraq. Okay, good job. I hope y'all writing this down. All right. There will no longer be a prince of Rome at that time, but its sword will be sharpened and its arrow hardened and its deception thickened. Many times a prince will arise and again fall. It will become a 3-town street. And many will fear you on account of the radiance of your princes that have many seats, and on account of your proud neck and your excessive wealth. So this is in reference to Rome. Can you please tell me the 3 streets of Rome? The 3 streets of the Vatican, I'm sorry, the names of the 3 streets of the Vatican. The 3 excuse me. The 3 exits in Rome. Excuse me. In Vatican City. Vial, you said Vial Vaticano, Via della Stazione, and another one I can't pronounce. So how did Daniel know that Rome or the Vatican was only going to have 3 streets? Excuse me. How did he know that? Isn't that interesting? Huh? What you think? That's my kids in a group chat. Uh, but do you think it's crazy that they Lord, child. And now, listen, they do not want this class to come out. I done got a headache that quick. That's crazy. I'm starting to think it's my devices. Because how is it that this headache really only comes when I come in here? That makes no sense. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So, I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to let y'all listen to this. Give me a second. I recorded this last night, and it's a lot of listening. So, I want you to think about everything that we just read, and I just want you to listen. Now, this is about 30 minutes, so get ready. What the heck? Oh, there they go. Okay, I was about to say.
The US. Yes, the US can relies on Ericsson, for example, for the telecommunication part.
This is the World Government Summit 2026. You hear me? That's what I want y'all to go watch later on today. I need you to watch it. It's probably about an hour. Might be a little bit longer. I watched about the first hour, whatever, but I need y'all to listen. And this is a lot of listening, so just listen. This one is about 10 minutes, then there's a longer one, but you need to hear something.
The digital stack doesn't have a
I'll be
domestic
right
vendor.
back.
So when you think about that, you actually have a dependence on countries. Europe depends on American technology to run almost all data centers, all operating systems, basically the full digital stack. Same thing here. We all depend on each other. So what you need to think about is, who do I trust to be my vendor? Who do I trust to be my partner? How do I build it up and ensure operational integrity? So using sovereignty sends us we can be independent, and I don't think so.
Now, I love your point about trust. Let's unpack it. It's an issue for every institution in the world, including the great institutions and enterprises in this room. How does Ericsson work to develop trust? And how do you think trust applies to our topic today of tech sovereignty?
Yeah, I think trust is fundamental, and it actually starts with the whole digital stack. How do I build up the full digital stack? You cannot, I think I would actually dare saying you need to make sure for each country, and here Arvind and I are 100% aligned, technology is the key driver of prosperity in countries in the future. So can you depend on somebody else controlling your stack? No. So you need to make sure that you work with vendors you can trust, partners you can trust in building up that whole digital stack. And what we do is, of course, we work a lot on establishing that trust, which comes back to how we develop products, our standardization procedures, how we operate networks in the field, so our partners, our customers actually can trust us.
Now, Arvind, this is a very timely conversation. 3 weeks ago, IBM debuted IBM Sovereign Core, a new software foundation for sovereignty. And the big idea of IBM Sovereign Core is that sovereignty today now extends way beyond where data lives. Do tell.
Yeah. So first, also let me acknowledge, our words may be different, but in substance, Buri and I probably agree more than we disagree on this.
There's a spin, a little spin on twist.
So Sovereign Core, everyone is going to use public clouds, and public clouds by and large come from two nations. I believe it's an and every nation is going to have to run their own infrastructure in a way that's independent of control from any other country. So the question here is control, not so much where it comes from. Sovereign Core gives that control to a country that wants to run that stack in a way that nobody else can turn it off, can mismanage it, can steal data from it, can apply the wrong security to it. And so we want to leverage it. I would say, just building on the point that both Mike and Buri just made, we believe that trust gives us a license to operate. Without trust, none of our enterprise or government clients around the globe would accept using technology from us.
Buri, everyone in this room is a leader. Everyone here is an innovator. That's why you're here. A place that Ericsson is leading is 6G. And Ericsson is big on the next wave of mobile. Give us a sneak peek about 6G and what it will mean for our world.
Yeah, first of all, I think it's fair to say that we need to first build out 5G. And actually 5G standalone, because that will provide the starting point for 6G. And to be honest, there are very few countries around the world with actually a solid built-out 5G standalone. UAE happened to be one with a very robust SA network. You have it in a couple of other countries, China, the US, India, etc., but very few others. That's the foundation. But then what will happen with 6G is that it will be fully intent-based. So we will start to look at each application and decide what type of connectivity will it need. So if you have, for example, augmented reality glasses, it will decide I need low latency and I need a high uplink. And the network will respond to that. So it will be fully AI native and AI controlled network. So it's the it's really where we can start to talk about everything being connected. That is what's going to happen with 6G. So it will be a very strategic asset to think about and be involved in. So all governments needs actually to start thinking, or it will decide, I need low latency and I need a high uplink. And the network will respond to that. So it will be fully AI native and AI controlled network. So it's really where we can start to talk about everything being connected. That is what's going to happen with 6G. So it will be a very strategic asset to think about and be involved in. So all governments needs actually to start thinking already now on spectrum to make sure that you free up the spectrum that's going to be needed for 6G. So don't wait, get involved and get engaged.
Arvind, while we're on frontier technologies, you personally and IBM has been a leader in quantum technology. I'm going to ask you the world's shortest question. Science fiction, question mark, and when?
Engineering, no longer science fiction, 2 to 3 years from now. So that takes you to
IBM has been a leader in quantum technology. I'm going to ask you the world's shortest question. Science fiction, question mark, and when?
Engineering, no longer science fiction, 2 to 3 years from now. So that takes you to 2029 for the world's first, I wouldn't say the ultimate, the first quantum computers that will give you incredible commercial advantages.
And what are some examples of those advantages that our guests will relate to?
I think there's 3 use cases that will be within scope of the first quantum computers and then more later. First is in the world of materials. Design better lubricants, design better anti-corrosive coatings, design small molecules that could help in pharmaceuticals, maybe to penetrate the blood-brain barrier. So that gives you a sense on the first. So it's in the world of materials because that is what quantum does down below. It does quantum chemistry. Second is in the world of finance. Better risk models, more real-time risk models, not depending on a week-old or a month-old simulations that have been done. And the third is going to be in the world of optimization, meaning can we design better routes? Could we help save a post office 5% of its fuel budget? Could we help cut down in logistics on the 30% of empty truck miles and empty containers that are there? Not fully, but a 5% savings is massive in terms of the global economy.
Bure, the term that Ericsson uses that was exciting to me is limitless connectivity. Do tell.
We think of the future world, everything will literally be connected. Everything that can be.
Economy.
Bure, the term that Ericsson uses that was exciting to me is limitless connectivity. Do tell.
We think of the future world, everything will literally be connected. Everything that can be connected will be connected. And not only that, we will actually start to add connectivity. So think about future AI models will rely on more sensor data. We'll have sensors everywhere. And when you start to think about future AI models will rely on more sensor data, we'll have sensors everywhere. And when you start to put that together, you need a full connectivity fabric. And that's what we call limitless connectivity.
Backstage, we had a conversation about domain-specific models. Tell us your belief about where the AI conversation and advantage competition will be going.
I'll begin with the word and. Large models are going to be very useful, and small models are going to do the majority of the work. Within small models, you're going to need domain-specific models. What do we mean by domain-specific? Models that may help model a given physical plant, models that will help do chemistry, models that will take advantage of knowledge that is baked into what they learn as opposed to all contradictory information. So the moment you enter, especially a physical world, the model needs to understand and be based around a model of the physical world. In the end, I think there'll be a half dozen very large models, and they serve a big purpose, especially in the consumer world. And there's going to be hundreds, maybe thousands of small models that help provide a huge value to different enterprises.
Bri, our last question, and then Access always ends with one fun thing, but our last question is, you are very bullish. You and I got to visit yesterday on humanoid robots, and you said there could well be a humanoid robot behind a reception desk. Tell us where you think that technology is and is going.
I think we're already starting to see humanoids. Of course, it's going to.
Tell us where you think that technology is and is going.
I think we're already starting to see humanoids. Of course, it's going to be very hard to replicate the picking motion, and I hear everyone telling me the humans are so much better at picking things up. True, but there are a lot of tasks we do that doesn't involve picking things up. So think about standing behind the reception desk to do a check-in, or it could be, the tour guide. It could be somebody working at the bank. All of these applications are actually use cases for humanoids, and I think we like to see a humanoid that's actually human-like. So when we start that journey, I think we will start to see those coming at scale, in 12 to 18 months. And when that happens, see those coming at scale, in 12 to 18 months. And when that happens, then I think we'll wake up.
We're getting the hook, a very subtle red timeout here. So as we say goodbye, Arvind, you love cars, and you once drove 145 miles an hour. Tell us about that.
Y'all hear that? Y'all heard it? We ain't even done yet. It's more. But there's a book when we first got here that we used to look in all the time. Y'all give me a minute, because y'all know my eyes is, God is doing something. Oh, here we go. Who remembers this book? Y'all remember this book? See that word right there? That one? Humanoids, giants and humanoids. Y'all remember this book? Yes. This was one of the books we studied out of a lot when we first came here in the very beginning. And now, just like in the days of Noah, they are talking about humanoid beings, things that are not completely human that can do human things. So are we seeing the book of Noah come? I mean, not the book of Noah. The okay. See, people thought I was crazy when I said you need to look into this, because this is a thing. Now we're hearing this word all the time, humanoids. Hello, because it's the spirits of the angels, the fallen angels' children, getting ready to. Never mind. Now let's keep going. Now before we go there, I'm gonna go back over here real quick.
Okay, so after my last video, here's a little bit more.
One moment, and then we're gonna go back over there. But give me a second. I wanna show you something. This is the lady that wrote the Terminator.
Haven't gotten into the ones that you guys are just now at the tip of the iceberg. You guys haven't gotten into the ones that is getting ready to oppress and kill you guys. Y'all haven't gotten there yet. What they're doing now, look on television, look on the internet, look in the computers, everywhere. They're just doing AI that acts and look like a living being. Over there in the Saudi countries, they got the AI. Her name is Sophia. Look, they named her after me. They didn't name her Andy and Larry Wachowski. They didn't name her Gail Ed Hurd or James Cameron, any of them. They know the truth. You can't insult them. You're not going to bring no lies to these people. They got billions and trillions of dollars. They know what's going on. Look at her. She looks like a living being, like the Terminator that I created. She's talking. They made her a citizen, and they give her money and all that. Now, you see, they got the ones that look like dogs, and they got ones that do packing. They got the drones and the clones, like I talked about. The drone cars, the drones flying machines and everything. And look at the airplanes now. They're nothing but drones. They can actually fly themselves. They can land themselves. This is the tip of the iceberg. Now, when I went deeper, I said they were going to make these test tube babies, petri dish babies, artificial inseminated babies, gender benders, gender manipulated babies. Do you see what I'm talking about? Clones and drones. But look at the clones. They're nothing but machines, but they look just like us. Terminator. They look just like us. Operated by a spirit, but don't have a seed or soul. The soul is a seed. God's children are three-dimensional beings. What is the 3D? Blood, water, and spirit. That's the period of a woman. Blood, water, spirit. Now, the physical body. 9 months or 36 weeks, transportation, physical body. Third body, the seed or the soul that attaches to this body at the 12th week. So if you have an abortion at the 12th week, you're killing a living soul. All doctors know this, but you don't know this. Now, look, if you have an abortion from 1 to 11th month, you're bringing down the period. That's why they give you a pill. That's why they do. It's nothing but blood, water, and spirit. You can't kill a spirit. Do you see what I'm talking about?
For sure.
So all you're going to do is bring down the blood and the water. Look, blood, water, and spirit.
Interesting.
That's what's inside the womb until the soul attaches at 12 weeks. Nobody teaches you that because they want to keep you in ignorance. They keep you in ignorance. They keep you fighting and arguing and all this. Yeah. You see what you need to learn. You need to read. What you guys are.
Okay, so that's the lady that wrote Terminator. And like she said, they named the first humanoid being after me. She said, over there in the Arab countries, you can't play with them. They know what it is. She was like, every single thing that I told y'all was going to come, they're doing now. She said, and y'all just getting at the tip of the iceberg. It's more. Hello? Now, y'all heard what they said. Now, mind you, this world government thing started like 10 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock at night. It was late. It was like maybe 11. So why y'all didn't put that on in the daytime for everybody to see it, right? So I want y'all to find it and watch it. But there's more. So that's that. Now let's go here. Hold on. I said, oh, now this is a little bit longer. And I know this is a lot, but I need y'all to hear because all the world leaders or the people that was like, somebody was there. You said, what is her name? I tried to Google it, but Cameron keeps coming up. I don't know. She's the lady that wrote the Terminator. Sophia something. I don't know her name.
Okay, so after my last
Sophia something. Just look up the lady. The books, not the movie. She wrote the books, and they stole the movie. Terminator and Matrix. Sophia Stewart. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So look. Now let's go back over here. Because I sat and listened to this and I was like, what the heck? Because it's a lot of recordings. But I want to get to, I think it's this one. Yeah, this is it. Okay, y'all.
So it's 50 degrees difference, so makes a change, yes.
Well, we're delighted that you're here, and you are uniquely positioned to address what are the critical issues of the intersection of AI and geopolitics. Estonia may be a small country, but it is one, if not the most advanced digital society.
Can you give me the definition of geopolitics really quickly, please? Because that's important, and I need you to write that down on your paper if you get a chance. Okay. Geopolitics. Nothing. What do you mean? What happened, sister? We having class. What do you mean? What is the definition for geopolitics? Politics, especially international relations, as influenced by geographical factors. The study of how geography, like location, climate, resources, and topography, influences politics, power dynamics, and some other stuff. All right, good job. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, here we go. International relations between countries and the global actors, explaining how physical features shape foreign policy, conflicts, and trade. Interesting. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go.
One of the most advanced digital governments in the world. I just want to, before we get on to sort of the
30 degrees Celsius, and here it's plus 20, so it's 50 degrees difference. So makes a change, yes.
Well, we're delighted. We're delighted that you're here, and you are uniquely positioned to address what are the critical issues of the intersection of AI and geopolitics. Estonia may be a small country, but it is one, if not the most advanced digital societies, one of the most advanced digital governments in the world. I just want to, before we get on to sort of the sort of nitty gritty and a deep dive on AI and geopolitics, what are the key pillars that have successfully driven Estonia's technological integration?
For us, it's like one of my ambassadors said, it's a cold coffee already. So we started in 90s, and when we regained our independence, so we had to decide how to develop our small country. So either to copy somebody or do something differently. So and we basically started from scratch, and we decided that innovation is one of the key issues, and we realized that digitalization is one of this, and we started so-called Tiger Leap, which means that we provided all internet to all schools all over Estonia. So every child, every teacher could have an access to internet, and this did make a change. And of course, as I said, we started from scratch, but we still had banks from Sweden. So, and we did trust these bank cards, these plastic things, with our digital number on. So it was very easy to switch from bank to digital ID. So, and this was compulsory for all Estonians, this digital ID.
We get on to
Gained our independence, so we had to decide how to develop our small country. So either to
They
copy
switched from
somebody
banks
or
to
do
digital
something
ID.
differently. So and we basically started from scratch, and we decided that innovation is one of the key issues, and we realized that digitalization is one of this, and we started so-called Tiger Leap, which means that we provided all internet to all schools all over Estonia. So every child, every teacher could have an access to internet, and this did make a change. And of course, as I said, we started from scratch, but we still had banks from Sweden. So, and we did trust these bank cards, these plastic things, with our digital number on. So it was very easy to switch from bank to digital ID. So, and this was compulsory for all Estonians, this digital ID. Now it's not a plastic anymore, it's on my iPhones and everywhere, so we can use it basically everywhere. So this was, and we built trust. Trust to the banks, trust to the government, and also trust to these new technologies. So as our previous speakers here mentioned, also trust. So trust is extremely important if you really want to develop these kind of things, including nowadays AI as well.
So fast forward to 2026, and as a pioneer of digital transformation, how does Estonia tackle the challenges of digital sovereignty in the context of AI development and deployment, especially given the increasing global competition in technology?
Of course, Estonia is not competing with technology as such, but there are big companies, mostly from US, who develop all these AI platforms and so forth. What we can do is to put some new things into these platforms. And what we did, we started with so-called AI leap, another leap. So that means to provide ChatGPT specifically made for Estonian schools. And again,
Did y'all hear that? Now there's more. We're going to fast forward. But who are we just studying about in the book? All the cities. Yeah. Now, I'm telling y'all, what messed me up is that they put this on when everybody was asleep or going to bed or probably tired from the day. And they were meeting in Arabia somewhere. Okay? And it's all these people. Okay? I'm talking about from all the countries. Africa, Ethiopia, China. Everybody was there. Okay? And the stuff that I want y'all to go watch it on your own. It's called the World Governments Summit 2026. The World Governments Summit. They're in Dubai. Okay. Listen. It's crazy. Okay? And they all was over there while we was all asleep and looking at the Epstein files. This is the stuff that they be doing and don't nobody know about it. Okay? Yeah, they didn't push it. I didn't even know it was on, and it came on. The guy said stop, and so I recorded about 45 to 50 minutes of it, and then I went to sleep. I was going to sleep, so I just whatever. I was like, I'll have y'all watch it today, but there's more in this video. I just got to get to it.
Every school, every teacher could have this access to a specific AI tool. That means you don't get answers, but you have to ask questions, because students are very smart. So you smartly, because the AI is everywhere.
Given the ongoing geopolitical tension, I just wonder what measures you are putting in place to ensure that Estonia's AI policies align with its very prescient national security interests at this point.
Of course, legal issues are important, and geopolitics makes a role, of course. And we see also AI has been used not only to attack enemies or other countries or populations, but also how to defend. So as a cybersecurity, which we already started this issue in 2007, and we had the first cyber attack. So we did develop cyber security in Estonia, and we also have a NATO cybersecurity center in Estonia. But also to how to defend, because there are so many different things like misinformation and cybersecurity I mentioned already. So AI is a very good tool to use it.
I mean, if Russia was to test NATO at this point, Estonia as a key frontline state and former Soviet Republic is widely touted as a likely target, not least for cyber and intelligence disruption. And you have said that you have been victim of that over a series of attacks over the years. How big a threat is that to you at this point?
I mean, cyber security or cyber attacks are everywhere these days. It's not only a neighboring country. Yes, we were the first, and we realized it's also part of modern war. So we had to defend ourselves. But we are next.
AI is also a part of modern war.
To Russia, but doesn't mean that we are first to attack because we are member of NATO. We are also member of the European Union. But the whole Europe, and not only Europe, is a neighbor of Russia. So these modern missiles, they travel very far. I mean, from Russia to Lisbon, if you want. So we all have to defend ourselves, and that's why we also build defense, not only being a member of alliance, but we put 5% on defense these days and encourage also other European countries to do the same.
We have trilateral, I don't want to talk geopolitics for a moment. Trilateral talks between Ukraine, Russia and the US are scheduled to resume this week in Abu Dhabi. You've been clear that Russia should have no say in Ukraine's future. President Zelensky himself blasting Europe in Davos a week or so ago for its collective failure to stand up to Russia, endlessly talking about what needs to be done without doing anything about it, he said. Is Europe, sir, stuck in a doom loop at this point?
I mean, Europe has done a lot, but you have to realize that we have been a bit naive all these 30 or more years when Berlin Wall fell down. So we thought that everything, all the wars are over and peace is present forever in Europe. That means we were not ready to this kind of war again. So we had to build up our defense. It takes some time, but I guess we do manage to do so. And of course, it's not only Europe alone. So we should work also together with the US. So I don't think that Europe alone is able to defend. Of course we can, but I think the deterrence is more important than actual war. So we don't want to test this Article 5 for sure.
How do you respond to President Zelensky's, hypercritical speech on you?
But one has to understand that Ukraine's in war 4 years already. So, of course, presidents are getting a bit nervous, and they see that all the civilians are dying. So at the same time we have these peace talks, but at the same time we see that the missiles, they attack schools, hospitals, and civilians. So this is problem is a very weak word for that. So I have been to Ukraine several times. Actually, first time 2 days before it started in 2022, and a number of times afterwards. I've seen it. So, at the same time we have these peace talks, but at the same time we see that the missiles, they attack schools, hospitals, and civilians. So this is problem is a very weak word for that. So I have been to Ukraine several times. Actually, first time 2 days before it started in 2022, and a number of times afterwards. I've seen it myself. And of course, Russia is ready for this war of atrocity. I mean, that means, and this war of attrition, that it's a huge country. And you see now that it's 1 to 5, 1 to 7. So that means more Russians are dying on the front line. That means Russia doesn't care about their own people.
What worries you most at this point? A frozen conflict, a bad deal, or a loss of Western resolve?
They're all very important, to be honest, but I'm not afraid of anything. If we do our job properly in Europe and in the Western world, then again, I mean, there are so many conflicts in the world. It's not only Ukraine. I mean, there are more than 40 conflicts. So, of course, Ukraine is closer to us, but there's also Gaza, but South Sudan, with Yemen. So there are so many conflicts all around the world. And these conflicts do affect us, everybody. It's not that the war in Ukraine is only a local issue. It's not. It does affect also people here in Arabic countries and so forth. So we have to stop the war. I think Ukraine wants most this peace, like extending sitting behind the table. It's not a question that Zelensky or President Trump is sitting behind the table. We need Putin. And we don't see that he wants to peace at this very moment.
Well, so
So we're going to fast forward that.
Our next session is a conversation titled, How Do We Keep the World Connected? With Guillaume Faury, CEO of Airbus. This session is moderated by Richard Quest from CNN.
to be here at the World Government Summit and interviewing these three gentlemen. I'd like to introduce them briefly. America's 70th Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo. His Excellency Anwar Gargash, he's the diplomatic advisor, as you all know, to the President of UAE. And Fred Kemp, who is the CEO of the Atlantic Council. Gentlemen, welcome. We're talking about the geopolitical reset. I want to kick off with His Excellency, advisor, as you all know, to the President of UAE, and Fred Kemp, who is the CEO of the Atlantic Council. Gentlemen, welcome. We're talking about the geopolitical reset. I want to kick off with His Excellency.
The geopolitical reset, or the New World Order. You heard it? They give it another name. But the geopolitical reset is the New World Order. Y'all getting me? Here we go.
Our governments talk regularly. Do you believe that Donald Trump is going to hit Iran? Softball to start.
You heard that laugh?
I want to kick off with His Excellency. Our governments talk regularly. Do you believe that Donald Trump is going to hit Iran? Softball to start.
Well, I think, I don't know what's going on in President Trump's mind, but I can give you the view from the region, the view from the UAE. I think that the region has gone through various calamitous confrontations. I don't think we need another one, but I would like to see direct Iranian American negotiations leading to understandings that we don't have these issues every other day. It is extremely important that many of the key issues that have rocked the bilateral relationship and has had an impact on the region, and foremost amongst them is the nuclear issue, is addressed directly, and that it doesn't become a source of instability and a source of questions like these every year or two. Thank you.
In your mind, is the Iranian regime closer to being neutralized than in the past? And what I mean by that is, are they, at least in your mind, not as close to obtaining that nuclear capability?
Well, I think from everything that I know, Iran today needs to reach a deal. I think Iran, on the one hand, has suffered geopolitically, and at the same time, its economy needs to rebuild itself, and to rebuild that, they need to rebuild their relationship with the United States. I think through reaching a deal, a political deal, a wider geostrategic deal that will actually be beneficial to the area, the Iranians are also helping themselves in ultimately what they need, which is rebuild their economy.
Mr. Secretary, you worked side by side with President Trump during the first administration. We understand that Steve Witkoff is going to be meeting with his Iranian counterpart in Istanbul in just a few days from now. Do you believe they'll get a deal done?
Deal that will actually be beneficial to the area. The Iranians are also helping themselves in ultimately what they need, which is rebuild their economy.
Mr. Secretary, you worked side by side with President Trump during the first administration. We understand that Steve Witkoff is going to be meeting with his Iranian counterpart in Istanbul in just a few days from now. Do you believe they'll get a deal done?
Oh, goodness. First of all, it's great to be with you all. Second, when I talk about Iran, I always like to do full disclosure. They're still trying to kill me. So I'm biased, for sure. $1 million bounty on my head, which my wife thinks is a little low.
You said I'm a minute behind, but breaking news: the U.S. just shot down an Iranian drone that approached a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea. What in? I need to take a picture. Hold on. Dang it. So you just gonna be all in the business? This is why God told me don't teach this yesterday. It had to be today. If y'all, this is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. See? See why we gotta listen when I'm supposed to teach it? Ain't this in our stuff? What we just talking about the Arabian Sea and all of that? Okay, okay, okay. And drones and stuff and war in the middle. Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's go back because we ain't done yet. Oh, don't tell me I'm to start it over. No. Oh no. What the heck? I'm gonna have to start it over. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Dang it. I didn't even look at the minutes. Hold on, y'all. Here we go. Hold on. Because there's a lot of people talking on here. Here we go.
His Excellency Anwar Gargash is the diplomatic advisor, as you all know, to the President of UAE, and Fred Kemp, who is the CEO of the Atlantic Council. Gentlemen, welcome. We're talking about the geopolitical reset. I want to kick off with His Excellency. Our governments talk regularly. Do you believe that Donald Trump is going to hit Iran? Softball to start.
Well, I think.
Would y'all consider this a as they were yet speaking type of moment? Because we just looked up Iran. We just looked, and we ain't even done yet. Because we get in there. But, hey, man. Hello. Is this not all playing right into what we just read? And I didn't even finish it. Huh? We just talked about a port and it being a military base over in this area. This is why God told me to tell y'all to write down the names and times and all of that, because it's about to be important, even more important in the class. They did just laugh, baby. They did. And now they just shot down an Iranian drone that was coming for a U.S. Vessel. Right now, while we in class, let's keep going.
I don't know what's going on in President Trump's mind, but I can give you the view from the region, the view from the UAE. I think that the region has gone through various calamitous confrontations. I don't think we need another one, but I would like to see direct Iranian American negotiations leading to understandings that we don't have these issues every other day. It is extremely important. American negotiations leading to understandings that we don't have these issues every other day.
Do y'all realize that I was watching this at like 11, 12 o'clock last night? That very thing, U.S. and Iran, and you just came in here and said the U.S. had to shoot down an Iranian drone. It's been about 12 hours since I was listening to this. Do you hear me? It's been about 12 hours since I was up, and for whatever reason, God was like, pay attention. And then as I was listening to all of these people talk, it made me think about this that I read the other day. You said, got my stomach in knots. Here we go.
It is extremely important that many of the key issues that have rocked the bilateral relationship and has had an impact on the region, and foremost amongst them is the nuclear issue, is addressed directly, and that it doesn't become a source of instability and a source of questions like these every year or two. Thank you.
In your mind, is the Iranian regime closer to being neutralized than in the past? And what I mean by that is, are they, at least in your mind, not as close to obtaining that nuclear capability?
Well, I think from everything that I know, Iran today needs to reach a deal. I think Iran, on the one hand, has suffered geopolitically, and at the same time, its economy needs to rebuild itself, and to rebuild that, they need to rebuild their relationship with the United States. I think through reaching a deal, a political deal, a wider geostrategic deal, that will actually be beneficial to the area. The Iranians are also helping themselves in ultimately what they need, which is rebuild their economy.
Mr. Secretary, you worked side by side with President Trump during the first administration. We understand that Steve Witkoff is going to be meeting with his Iranian counterpart in Istanbul in just a few days from now. Do you believe they'll get a deal done?
Oh goodness! First of all, it's great to be with you all. Second, when I talk about Iran, I always like to do full disclosure. They're still trying to kill me, so I'm biased.
We understand that Steve Witkoff is going to be meeting with his Iranian counterpart in Istanbul in just a few days from now. Do you believe they'll get a deal done?
Oh goodness! First of all, it's great to be with you all. Second, when I talk about Iran, I always like to do full disclosure. They're still trying to kill me, so I'm biased for sure. $1 million bounty on my head, which my wife thinks is a little low. No, it's unimaginable that there can be a deal. To me, we've had a deal with the Iranians multiple times. They have cheated and lied and avoided compliance with every deal they've signed. I watched President Trump. I was there. I recommended to the president that he withdraw from the previous nuclear deal that we had agreed to under President Obama. I think they may come away with some set of understandings, but to think that there's a long-term solution that actually provides stability and peace to this region while the Ayatollah is still in power is something I pray for but find unimaginable.
In your mind, do you believe that we'll see Donald Trump pull another Venezuela in Iran?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we're all sitting in the middle of lots of American firepower today, right? As we're here, my observation is that previously, when President Trump has done that, when there have been large-scale deployments, and in the end he wasn't able to achieve his objective, he has used that to try and create further leverage to get what it is he's hoping. My observation is that previously, when President Trump has done that, when there have been large-scale deployments, and in the end he wasn't able to achieve his objective, he has used that to try and create further leverage to get what it is he's hoping for. And, I always go back to this. It always sounds so punitive or harsh, and I agree with Dr. Gargash. Iran would be wise to find a way forward that is fundamentally different. Wise not just for America and for the region, but for the Iranian people. It's hard for me to see the current leadership, the current regime actually change in that way. And so I think President Trump will continue to be determined to try and drive that. All we had asked was exactly what Dr. Gargash spoke to. Just like, be normal. We're not asking them to do anything special, anything different. We've had long conversations about the Emiratis on enrichment inside of their country, right? Big fights on the 1, 2, 3 agreements. To think we're going to allow Iran to enrich something that they have continued to demand their right to do is not something I think they will give up on, and not something I think President Trump will walk away from as a demand either.
So, Fred, Iran on the ropes. We've seen what the president was able to accomplish with Venezuela. An overwhelming majority of Venezuelans, by the way, as we know, support his move there. In your mind, how is this playing back at home? Because in one sense, it seems as if the president is winning, but those are in his own party. Many of them are unhappy with the way that the president is dealing with the world.
So first on Iran, the regional spoiler is in deep trouble, and so the president is looking at a situation where Iran is naked in defense, has shown it can't really effectively hit Israel, number one. Number two, its proxies are down. The Hamas and Hezbollah, Houthis less so, but also in trouble. So regional behavior is gone. Third, its economy is in really bad shape, terrible shape. And fourth, you have a president who understands that this is a moment in time where you can change Iranian behavior one way or the other. And I don't think he's going to leave Iran, who understands that this is a moment in time where you can change Iranian behavior one way or the other. And I don't think he's going to leave Iran before he has a way to do that, whether it's through talks, or at least he's going to do it through talks or through other means. And I understand their intelligence is pretty good about what's going on in Iran. In terms of how it plays at home, you know, whenever the president has a success, it's going to help him. On the other hand, his base is saying, well, look at our affordability problems, look at all the things you promised to do when you became president, and are you not focusing a little bit too much on international affairs? But the president sees that's where his legacy is going to be. And so he's made, he's brought NATO to a higher range of spending. Maduro is gone as leader of Venezuela. He talks himself about ending, eight wars. He's looking at the Nobel Peace Prize. So if you're looking at the rest of your term, inflation up or down is not going to make your legacy, while foreign affairs is probably more likely to. So I think he stays on the track.
So he's looking for the Nixon moment.
Even though it will make his base unhappy, and we're going into midterm elections in November, where the Republicans are more than likely to lose the House of Representatives.
Beyond Iran, Your Excellency, I have to ask you specifically about what we've been seeing over the last several months on social media channels and on traditional media channels as well, right here in the region, and that is a lot of anti-UAE rhetoric. When is this country going to fight back?
I think we have to sort of separate the noise from the reality. I think that if you look at a lot of the anti-UAE rhetoric, it's really a potpourri of different excuses for our regional role. It is our economic success. It is our program of...
I'm just going to get to it. They talking about Turkey about to put boots on the ground. Y'all can go back and watch the rest of that. I wanted y'all to hear that. They said Turkey is about to put boots on the ground. This. You hear me? Turkey about to put boots on the ground. I ain't going to keep y'all. I want y'all to go watch that so that you all can hear what I heard, because I couldn't record it all. Turkey about to put boots on the ground. Oh. Now, I read... Send it to my son. So I read it February 1st because I sent it to him yesterday. And today's the 3rd. And if you see, I sent this to my son. Okay, this is what I just read to y'all. So that means, and I sent it to him yesterday at 11:35. So that means I read it the night before. So February 1st, I was reading about all of this with Turkey and Iran, Istanbul, America, Rome, and it's all in there. It's all in there. It's all in there. And then, as you can see today, on the 3rd, what I was reading about on the 1st at night became a reality as far as them shooting down the Iran stuff. But I just heard that Turkey, in this thing that was at midnight last night, going into 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, in Dubai, they was talking about Turkey about to put boots on the ground. They was talking about China, nuclear, this AI, the connectivity of everything being connected, and meaning people as well. You hear what he said, micro or whatever, macrobiology or whatever, to the chemistry level of them being able to get into the blood and the brain with technology. Head and hand and stuff. And so then that summit has a lot of information in it. A ton. Now, I went to sleep after about an hour and 15 minutes because I couldn't keep my eyes open. But I'm telling you right now, if you can go find it, the World Government Summit 2026, I know it gets kind of boring, but you need to listen because it's everything we've been studying. Everything. And they say it without saying it if you know what you're listening to. But the reason I had y'all go watch or listen to this, and there's a ton more, um, is because there are countries that have already completely switched, we know this, to the digital ID, but they already have all of their people connected, so they know that it works. Now, this very company is sourcing it to over 140 countries. You said they just need everything in place, needed everything in place first. Yep, it's been in place because of the first dude that was talking. They did it in his country first to make sure it worked, and he's been giving the other world governments the blueprint on how to do it. You heard him say we had to go from a little card to the digital ID. We started in the 90s. And then she said fast forward to 2026. I believe in somewhere he said about 1996 or 7 is when it was. Okay, but they already then did what they gonna do, and they people is over there living the system that everybody else is lining up with right now. So I find it odd that Lucifer's seat is in Turkey. Turkey is about to put boots on the ground. It talks about their princes falling, like the princes of the fallen angels, the children that have all the gold and the opulence and all of this wealth and all of that kind of stuff. It talks about, like, and the more it names some other people in there, but it's talking about the G6, that blew him up. G7. You said, right. So please go watch that. But my mind is blown that I didn't know why God had me reading it right before I went to sleep. Well, because He knew these 2 days were gonna happen. You said, like, when the pale Prince of Darkness wrote. Right, exactly. Right. Right. Yeah. And y'all heard him say 12 to 18 months. That would put us right at 2027, 2028, which is the numbers that we talked about. Is it not? He said 2 to 3 years. Huh? We talked about 2028, didn't we? Being a real different year. We talked about it. Okay, we did. We talked about it. Just a few weeks ago. So when y'all get time, that's the homework. This summer is 8 hours long. Oh man, you know what's some stuff in there. Right. Right. That's why I said I went to sleep after the first 8 hours. Some of it is about airlines and stuff, but oh yeah, it's real good. The first hour is like whoa. It was to me because I had just read all of the stuff about these people and what cities and this, that, and the other and so forth and so on. So when you get time, if you can listen to it, at least for sure the first hour or two of it, or break it down however you're gonna do it. Because see, I didn't even know it was 8 hours. I saved it already on YouTube. Okay, good job. I need y'all to get in there and take notes. Is the Star Gate in Dubai finished yet? I don't know, Pumpkin. I don't know, but I know it's a lot of stuff that we studied happening right now. A lot of the people that we paid attention to, and the places that God made us buy books. And He didn't make us. He hinted that we should buy books about those places. We have them. These books especially. Are they up? I think they are. Oh no. Here we go. Right here. This one. And the others like it. If you got this book, you just looked it up, and there's a few others. Just use these two. We'll just use these two for now. Right here. You see it. All of this area is very important to now. You said nothing predicts the future like the past. Come on, Sarah. Come on. Isn't that interesting how he had us go pick up these books and all of these places that everybody told us didn't have nothing to do with salvation have everything to do with what we're seeing right now? Why y'all studying that? Because it's going to be important in a minute. And it is. Iran and the Hittites and the Arameans and the Luwians, the Neo-Assyrian Empire, the Scythians, the Persians, the Romans, and more. Because they're a part of everything that's happening right now. Interesting. And Eridu, all of that. Babylon, Nippur, Nimrud, Nineveh, Lagash. All of these people are relevant to what is happening. As a matter of fact, all of their descendants were meeting last night for 8 hours, or this morning, or however. I guess they're a day ahead of us. Hello. All the children of Asia and all of those places, they was all in the room last night. Hello. All in the same place. Like the movie we just watched. The G20. And what was they talking about? How they was going to run the world. Isn't that interesting? Do you think it's interesting? Yes. No. A little bit, maybe. I think it's very too. So, he said, muy very interesting. I don't know how to say this Spanish. Thank you. You know these eyes ain't working that well either right now. Well, they are. I just prayed to God heal them, and my headache has gone away a little bit. I'm not gonna speak that. My eyes are working. Okay. So, with that, when you get time, okay, it's a lot of mumbo jumbo in there. Girl, listen, you see I'm in the dark. Please go watch that. I know it's a lot. I didn't even know it was 8 hours, so I made it to like an hour and some change, and I was like, okay, my eyes can't stay open. But when you get time, please go watch as much of that as you can and take notes about the countries, about the tech, and all of that, okay? And in there, in one of these videos, it says that, again, Turkey is about to put, and it's just day one. Oh, wow. Okay. So, there you go. It's going to be important that we pay attention, okay? Maybe everybody can't watch all of it or whatever's going on, but it's something we need to pay attention to. Geopolitics, okay? And on that level where we sitting down and listening to them, not what they put, because as y'all said, they ain't put nothing on the news, and they put it on at night over here, right? So when all the Americans were sleeping, you say, yes, the summit is from February 3rd to the 5th. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I wonder if the reset has anything to do with that man over there in Israel. I don't know. Anyway, have you guys heard anything about the temple or anything? Because I haven't. So with that, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm about to go make me some food. And I will talk to y'all. Ooh, I made them stuffed biscuits yesterday with pepperoni and mozzarella and some of them with bacon. Fire. Brushed them with a little garlic and butter. Fire. And I'm about to go put them in the oven and warm them up. Oh, yeah, they was good. Y'all got to let the kids make them. Y'all gotta let the kids make them. It ain't nothing but biscuits and whatever you gonna put in them. Roll them out. Put that stuff in there, baby. Roll them up and put them in the oven. Let me show you. I was so happy. I made mine into like Hot Pockets. It was so good. And did. Baby, these is stuff with pepperoni. Yes. Pepperoni and... No, I didn't do the biscuits from scratch. They was already in there. And I used the flaky ones. Like the generic grands. And you let the kids roll them out. Boom, boom, boom. They ain't got it, but don't make them real thin, but just roll them out. They was real good. Made me real, real happy. I said, oh. Oh, and they smell so good. Do you see it? This is something you could do, because you could do it with whatever. Roasting potatoes. You could do it with taco meat. Whatever the kids like. And, honey, your husband, too. Yes. Like if you know what I'm saying? He can heat this up. You can have roasting potatoes in here. You can have Jamaican food. Whatever you like. Pulled pork. Whatever you want. And it's easy for the kids to do. You said, and with the proper containers, you can freeze them right. Because I thought about stuffing them and freezing some of them because it's just me and not cooking them yet. And then that way I could just put them in the oven later. I did think about that, but I just went on and do them. You said, it makes me think of Kolache. What's that? You said, I know there's an earthquake watch from the solar flares expected around February 20th. Okay. My son said, Mama, you need to make some more of them. I'm trying to tell you, it's good for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Right. So make you some stuffed biscuits. Because I showed maybe some. I didn't feel like tearing up the kitchen. I said, what's easy? This. So, I mean, because they can pop them in the microwave, heat them up. You know what I'm saying? Let them sit out on the counter. What you know you going to make them, baby. Go on and get some. I said, I should have been making these when my kids was little. It'll be real good with some Cajun rice and some grilled chicken or something, and a little cheese or something. So, get you some biscuits. You said, yes, ma'am. I used to make mozzarella sticks with refrigerated pizza dough and then pull and peel sticks and pepperoni. Yes. Yes, Sarah, was so good. I might make me a little sauce today to dip them in. Listen, well, however you do it, if you don't feel like doing a whole bunch this evening, that's the way you can do it. Listen, I said, oh yeah, I should have been, I was so mad. I should have been making these, they could have made them. I don't know why I never thought to stuff no dang biscuits as much bread as we used to eat. I started making my son pancake muffins, taking the pancake mix and adding blueberries if he wants them to make him. Oh, make him some cute little muffins. Gotta have some sauce. You do. I'm about to go eat now. That might be the problem. So, I love y'all. And when you get time, go looking over there. Okay? Because it's important and it have everything to do with our lives. Okay? Even if you just listen to the first hour or two of last night, because I'm sure over the next 3 days they're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but I do want y'all to pay attention to that. And listen for the cities that we wrote down. Please. You said there's a possibility of a Carrington level event with the power grids. Oh, I believe it. I love y'all too. I'll see y'all later. I believe it. We about to see a lot of stuff. The world is whirling right now. I love y'all.